Good morning, everyone. It's another rainy one out here in the Pacific Northwest. Fall is here. Lord have mercy, finally. And we're going to spend some time talking about Trials of Reckoning today. Now, there is a lot of confusion out there in the community about the Trials of Reckoning and exactly how it works. So, just to give you a quick, brief overview, you're running quests. The quests give you tickets as a reward, and then you spend the tickets to participate in boss battles. It takes 30 tickets to get a hard battle, and it takes 20 tickets to do a normal battle. Now, you can also get boss skip tickets, and you can get tokens, and the tokens kind of are essentially single pulls that you can make on what is called a box banner. Now, for any of you guys who have played other gacha games, box banners are pretty straightforward. So I'm going to talk about them just a bit because I know there's a lot of people in the community right now who are confused and who, when they see this for the first time, they're like, what the hell is this, right? So let's take a look here. So essentially we have 5 different loot lists, right? We have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Now, when you eventually do get to tier 5, it is repeatable, and that's something really important to note here. Now, important things is you also see that there is a main reward. And then right here, you'll see that there's a reset button, right? So you can see that my current lineup is tier 3, and I have received the main reward, which is the Rainbow Fragment of Thought. So if I wanted to move up to the tier 4 summon pool, I would just hit reset here, and it would move me up to the tier 4 summon pool. Now, there is a lot of debate on whether you should move up as fast as possible as soon as you get the main reward, or if you should be sort of farming out each tier. And here's going to be kind of my way in on all of that. You get ribbon crafting recipes from each tier here, and the ribbon crafting recipes are like the gold, right? You need to get so many of these things, particularly if you want to get a +5. Now, for a lot of people out there, a +5 ribbon isn't going to be achievable. That's okay. Maybe that's not important to you. If that's not important to you, I would say once you get the main vision sphere, you can skip ahead, or maybe you're looking for something else to farm from this event, and you should prioritize that and focus on that. But once you get to tier 5, you can just continually farm, essentially, to get more of the ribbon recipes here. You can see here from tier 5 that there's going to be 10 recipes in the ribbon box, and the rewards are just overall better. So there's a couple things you could do. You could either farm out the ribbon recipes as you're moving up, or if you know you're going to farm tier 5, and because tier 5 gives so much better rewards, right? You're getting large gill snappers, you're getting growth egg SRs. You could just promote yourself up as soon as you get the main reward. So I'll show you guys how that works right here. You can see I did acquire the main reward. I'm going to hit reset, and then I'm going to basically lose everything in the current lineup. I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and promote. Okay, now the current lineup that I'm in is in tier 4 now, and you can see that there's 10 ribbon crafting recipes in this tier. There's 3 rainbow vision spheres, and you can see that everything is kind of a little bit different or a little bit upgraded, and I'm starting to get large gill snappers. And so once I get the 3 rainbow vision spheres, I will try and essentially move out of this tier. So I'm going to use my 10 times exchange, see what I get here. And then this is how you spend the tokens, and you just kind of move through and you're looking for the main reward. And once you get the main reward, you can step up to the final tier. My goal, of course, would be right now to get to tier 5 and to just re-farm it as much as possible. Other than that, that's kind of how the box system works. And I would say right now, that's one of the more confusing features for people in this event. Now, let's talk about the quests as well. Each of the quests is scored, okay? And each of the quests, if you click on them here, you can see that it has high score rewards. So you can see there's nothing to indicate that you've gotten the high score rewards. So let's go number 1, 296. Okay, so because I got 296 points right here, I actually got all of the high score rewards here. Now, there is no indicator, and these high score rewards are sent to your delivery box. So you're going to need to check your delivery box in order to get them, and you'll of course see it pop up on screen. Now, progress points down here are related to the quests, and essentially they just give you rewards based on that. So of course that's just going to be filling out these quests, busting them out, and that will give you your progress reports down here or rewards. Now, the point of farming these missions is to get boss battle tickets right here. Now, the boss battle tickets enable you to participate in the boss battle, and I will go into a little bit more in depth in that towards the end of this video. What you need to know though is that there's normal and hard missions. Hard, the number 5 and the number 4, you can only farm 3 times per day, and you are going to want to farm those because those drop the most amount of tickets. And then there's 2 kind of ways that you can farm the boss tickets, right? You can farm the hard mission number 3, or you can farm the hard mission number 5. There's a lot of discussion out in the community on which one is better. Essentially, hard mission number 5 is going to be a better value for players. If you are able to have the time, if you're able to auto farm it, Trials of Reckoning quest number 5 is going to be better. If you want to know the math on that, there is a Reddit article currently that talks about that. If you're someone who doesn't have as much time, or let's say you forgot to auto most of the day and you're just trying to bust out your NRG, you can farm Trials of Reckoning quest hard number 3, and it's going to be double the NRG of Trials of Reckoning number 5, but it will move you through just a little bit quicker. So you got the boss battle tickets. Let's talk about the boss. Now, we have the normal boss and we have the hard boss. And here's what I'm going to advise. If you have the capability to kill the hard boss, kill the hard boss. If you have the capability to manual him, it's very important to manual him. If you do not have that capability, make sure you go to the missions up here and make sure you get all the missions for him, right? Make sure you get your Rainbow Fragment of Thought and everything. And then you can use skip tickets on him in order to clear it. And you can also farm normal if you're maybe a little bit lower level. Let me show you what using a skip ticket does though, because I would personally never endorse using a skip ticket on this type of content, because what's going to happen is you're not going to get the rewards that you really want. So I'll show you guys here just because we're on stream right now, and I'll show you guys the difference between manualing it and autoing it. So you see here that I got 7 Trials of Reckoning medals. The thing you have to understand, right, is this is the most valuable part of the process, essentially. This is spending your boss tickets here is the most important currency in this event. So when you use a skip ticket, it gives you 7 tokens. If you have the capacity to manual it, you're going to get significantly more tokens than if you, excuse me, than if you use your skip battle. How many more tokens? Potentially 2 to 3 times more. And this is an event that's really going to prioritize elemental chaining, and an event that's going to prioritize manualing the hard boss. So if you are out there, you should be manualing. I do know that there are auto configurations that can run this as well, and there are a variety of team combinations that can work against him. Sid is a very powerful unit against the 2-headed dragon. Personally, I went with a darkness slashing chain team, as well as steal time on Ziza and Venera, because elemental chains and physical chains add to the bonus multiplier, because everything that you do in terms of this event is scored. And the score, particularly in regards to boss battles, is very relevant, and it's what really gives you the amount of tokens that you need in order to be successful. And probably my most requested ask on stream yesterday was to show you guys how I was doing the boss battle hard. And this is my setup. And what I would encourage you to notice is that I'm running a lot of evasion here. You can evade the technique the counter move that the two-headed dragon does. Some other advice I would give you is you could use the War Mech card, for example, if you wanted to maybe survive more. Also, Gafgarion here is like the cherry on top for my composition, right? Gafgarion is a slot that is not required. I only have him in here to kill the boss faster because I know this composition can kill the boss. And the faster you kill the boss, the higher the score you get. There was a while where I was experimenting with another Steel Time unit, so I was using Victora in here. I was experimenting with Ayaka because the counter damage is so massively powerful. But what I decided to do is, since I have Venera and Ziza here, you can steal vision and essentially drain the accuracy of the two-headed dragon. That gives your evasion units at least a chance to survive, right? You have Shiva set, you have your luck card set. And so anyone that's going to be really front line is going to survive an attack, either by dodging or, dodging one of them. Now, that doesn't always work, and that's okay, because you can probably kill the boss in time. If you can't, that's when you need to either look at changing your composition or doing what I did, and that's equip items, guys. Now, I don't have a ton of items, and every item lowers your score by 10 points. That's okay, though. That's pretty insignificant if it's the difference between winning the match and losing the match. So having your item set, if maybe you're getting some really unlucky counters from two-headed dragon, is one of the best strategies that I've found to kind of counteract everything. Now, one thing that is important to note here is that I'm going to go in and, me being me, right? Of course, my Venera's Faith isn't at 50. And so one of the things you're going to see here is my run might get screwed up, but you can still absolutely have a chance at winning. And while I went through and maxed my bravery, the other day, I did not max my faith or get my faith to 50 for Venera. Now here, if you move your units one tile, let's go ahead and just take a look at the arena right now. If you are, oh my god, ah! There we go. If you look here, you can see that there's kind of two groups of enemies, and if you leave it on auto, what's going to happen is all three of these guys are going to run down here. And what's really tempting is to run all of your units up here and go right for two-headed dragon. But what you actually want to do is you want to just move your units one square, position them appropriately up here and buff. The reason you move them is so that they use their CT up, right? Because they don't use all of their CT if you don't move them. You're going to bring these units over here, and what two-headed dragon will do is he'll come charging down here, and he'll open up a good opportunity for you to spread your units around him. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go right here. We're going to pray Revitalize Lands. It did, which is great. We're going to move our Stern up here. And Stern, you can see, is Sub-Soldier for Paralyzing Edge. And then I also have Purify as a high TP TMR ability set on him, just so that he can get a little bit more AP here. Run my Shadow Links up. I'm going to use Illusion, right? Because we are running an Evasion composition. I'm going to run my Ziza over. Now, an important thing here as well, there were a lot of people on my stream last night that were like, why do you have Venera Sub-Thief? You should be able to do this with just Ziza. And the reality is, a lot of players are not going to be able to just use Ziza to steal time and be successful, right? There's, like, what if you mess up, right? Like, I screwed up so many times when I was first doing this. Oh my god, this is another. You're seeing a pet peeve right now of mine. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is steal vision, guys. Most important, this will drain his accuracy. And now I'm gonna start setting up here, and we're gonna start the chain process. Move Stern over here. Stern is usually a really good person to kind of open up or hit as the second chain, just because he deals so much goddamn damage. And you know what? I'm actually going to use... wonder if I can hit. Oh, okay. I'll do Hazard for him first, just to sort of increase more damage. And he'll be the second chain. Opening up with Shadow Links is pretty good as well. With Shadow Links, some important notes here. You do want to sub Samurai for Heian, but you also want Dream Within a Dream, because Dream Within a Dream is a 3-hit attack. And Shadow Links and Stern are also bonus characters in this match. And so that's why you're seeing sort of the goal of Dark Elemental chaining. Now, I'm going to see, do you see what happened here as I moved Ziza? And the reason I'm going to move Ziza is to use her CT, and then I'm going to use Steal Time on the dragon. And hopefully that will push the dragon so that either Venera or Ziza acts first before him. Yeah, okay. Then I have Gafgarion here. Gafgarion doesn't need to move. Gafgarion, I found Crushing Blow. See, we're on chain 3, and he's already doing 11,262 damage. That's awesome. We're just gonna do that. And you guys see there, the counter dodged 4 of my characters. That is so important. And right here, you guys are going to see exactly what I was talking about, right? This is why I bring a second Steal Time unit. Because you can see, if I didn't have another Steal Time unit, Two-Headed Dragon would have taken an attack, and I would have not been able to maintain the chain. And there's a lot of people out there who will probably say, this is not optimal. And you're probably right. It probably is not. But it is something that works for me, and it's probably going to work for kind of the layman players out there, if you know what I mean. And we are going to... That is not going to work here. So we're just going to go back here. We're going to take a step back and use Paralyzing Edge. Another 11k damage. Stern is in a little dangerous HP territory. I could have probably used an item on him if I wanted. Now, you see how Ziza's indicator came all the way down here? That means if I wait this turn, she's going to take a turn before Two-Headed Dragon. So I'm going to do that. Shadow Links is back up. I'm going to move Shadow Links back with Stern, and I'm going to use Heian now. Oh, actually, I can increase the chain, so I'm actually going to increase the chain. I didn't realize she had enough AP for Dream Within a Dream. And you can actually see Shadow Links is doing some pretty good damage here. And that's just going to increase the damage that everybody's going to do. Gafgarion, of course, we're just going to keep going. You don't need to use any high AP abilities. They're going to cap their damage pretty easily. You see a ton of units just evaded that counter again. So I can't tell you guys how important it is to evade that counter. It makes your life so much easier, everyone. It's crazy how much easier it makes it. Now, before I go with Venera, I'm just going to make sure Ziza has a turn before Two-Headed Dragon. Now, one thing to note, Venera's LB is very powerful. You can see that I'm going to do 14,764 damage with it. You want to kill the Two-Headed Dragon with that. You do not want to just pop it off as a chain, because you do get points. You do get points for what's considered overkill damage, and that's going to be very important towards your overall score. We're going to go ahead and hit Illusion here, buff up that evasion, get some AP, pop, we're actually going to pop a potion here, just so I can show you guys, like, I think nobody uses healing items in this game, and, you know, people are going to be like, oh my god, he used a healing item. That's fine. That's fine. Now, an important note here, Steal Time has only 3 uses, so this is Ziza's last opportunity to use Steal Time. One of the reasons we also love Sub Thieves, though, is Snipe Dagger is also going to Dark Chain if I did that. So you can see it's actually, Ziza can actually join my composition as a Snipe Daggerer and can actually help chain and deal damage. So now we are going to want to make sure Venera goes. So we are going to want to have Venera wait here, right? Because Ziza can't Steal Time. And if we did take a turn with Venera, she is probably not going to be ready in time. And we might actually be able to deal enough damage here to... Nah, we'll probably have to go one more time. We'll probably have to go one more round. And I'm trying to be very conscious of killing the Two-Headed Dragon with Venera's LB for the overkill damage. So let's see. Yeah, nope. But we are going to Steal Time here. again, just another advantage of having 2 steal time users in your party. Let's see what we can do. All right, we're not going to run up close again. We're just going to use Hien from a distance. All right, and we are ready now. We are ready to kill him. And so I'm just going to wait right now. And I'm going to have all of my units wait until Venera's turn. Because I want Venera to kill it. Because Venera is going to have the most overcap damage. And some people might not wait. I personally have been experimenting with getting higher chains and with getting a higher score that way. Some people will say you want to kill it faster because you want to be able to get the score bonus from killing things faster. I would say on average, I probably get about 4,300 to 4,600. I know that's not optimal, but it gives you a large amount of tokens. And it gives you tokens that are very valuable, right? So you can see here that everything is scored. You get 1,200 from winning. I got 200 from overkilling. I did take some damage on Stern. I lost 10 points for using an item. Attack resistance, weakness attacks, so elemental weakness attacks, and then our chain bonus. So overall, I would say I feel pretty comfortable with this. I would say 4,300 to 4,600 is okay. But I'm, of course, not having Ruin Stern, right? Like, I don't have an ideal setup for this, and probably a lot of people out there don't have an ideal setup. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. You can see I got 21 tokens. That's almost triple what I got just using the skip ticket, and that's essentially 21 pulls, right? So if I go back here and I go to the event summon, you know, 21 pulls out of this many pulls is pretty significant, right? Like, that's probably about, how many times would you have to clear that? 5, 30. So I mean, after clearing that 32 times, I would be able to clear out the entire box for 10 ribbon recipes. So I mean, in terms of farming for this game, right, compared to Raid, this is significantly easier and much funner, I feel like, because you get to manual, you get to experiment, and you can kind of mess with your composition and try to optimize your score. I hope this video gets out there and helps some of you guys who have either been struggling or having questions. I will be doing a lot of this content on stream, and of course, I am always trying to optimize myself. I am fully aware that there's many people out there who are scoring like 7,600 and 6,000, and there's different strategies you can employ. You can, like, for example, kill the Cactars to get a bonus 25 points. But I think a lot of people probably aren't on that level of play. And I think a lot of people just want to know how they can kill the hard boss and score a reasonable score. So if you guys do want to see top level play for farming this, I will go ahead and make a video featuring a couple other players who are getting very high scores. Just because I know that a lot of people out there are all about the score optimization. So I do promise there will be a video coming later this week, since this is a 2-week event, that will have sort of how those players are optimizing and what they're doing in order to get that 7,600 score. Until then, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, if you are going to buy Visior, please use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins or dig.gs/offer. Hope to see you guys in the comments, and see you guys in Discord. Thanks so much, everyone.